Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I'm sure you guys may or may not have had a chance to go and hear about this, well, one of the weirdest and strangest products we've had a chance to see so far, which is the brand new $3,500, you heard me correctly, pretty much the price of a really kind of mediocre used car or something, God only knows, a pretty good PC, the brand new Apple VR / Vision Pro headset, head goggles, whatever you guys want to go and call it, which is now thankfully at least a competitor, I guess, when it comes to big things like the Vive or the Meta Quest or even like PSVR 2. As we kind of go through all this stuff, it is kind of crazy because this has been one of the craziest and weirdest Apple events we've had a chance to see so far, with a lot of folks highlighting the fact of how outrageous this price point is, how the fact that it's kind of lame, kind of weird, kind of strange, kind of expensive, but as well, it was actually kind of cool. I got to give it a little bit of a free pass. Now, am I going to be buying it? Probably not, but I do want to go talk about a little bit, and as well kind of go and highlight and showcase up the kind of big distinctions, too, between the PlayStation VR 2, because we have a really big PlayStation audience, as well as also the big differences between just, well, what it actually is, why it's there, why the price is so high, and I guess just even ask you guys, is anyone even going to buy it? I kind of want to know. So leave your thoughts and comments down below if you guys care about this Apple type of stuff. If not, don't worry, don't stress it. So subscribe, notifications on Twitch stream down below, Amazon links too. And let's just start roasting Apple, because this is weird. So if you guys do not know, there's a pretty big Apple event, and there was actually some kind of cool iOS stuff. So like normal iPhone stuff, Mac stuff, etc., etc. I'll go that kind of quickly, but I think the big deal over here is more focused on the $3,500 Vision Pro VR headset that's more so kind of pushing to more AR rather than VR, if that makes sense. Now, to my understanding, and I could be wrong, AR with augmented reality is more of just the mix of like the actual real world we're in right now, all of this stuff you guys are looking around, versus like, let's say, virtual reality, which is purely like, say, like you're inside the game itself and like a 3D 360 model plane that's been designed, created, or whatever. So augmented is more of like real life extensions. VR is more of like in-game, nothing really to do with in real life. I think that's the right way to explain it. I could be a bit stupid though too as well. So right now, Apple took off their wraps right now and showcased up the Vision Pro, and I'm sure a lot of folks online are like, what on earth is this? We saw some of the memes, and I've been seeing a lot. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys have been seeing these, where like they'll go and throw out the Vision Pro, which is a $3,500 with the video, with the descriptions, and most people are like, brah, I'm not touching this. Like, I can't drop an entire paycheck, 3 paychecks, 5 paychecks. I got rent for months that can be paid for this at $3,500. And as of right now, people are like, what is going on over here? So it's going to be at $3,500. It's going to be announced as of 2024, and they keep on saying like, hey, well, they believe in augmented reality. It's a profound technology, or Apple will give you guys some goated stuff and make sure it's going to be something very nice. They have new forms of spatial computing, and comparing the product and basically introduction to the iPhone, where people are probably going to be skeptical on this. I mean, I myself am very skeptical in all honesty, but at the same time, it's kind of cool because the technology is neat, and it's a very expensive product just by actual production. It costs a few $1,000s to even make, let alone some of the cheaper headsets out there. So, intriguing to note. So they say, built upon decades of Apple innovation, Vision Pro is years ahead and unlike anything created before. Now, we also did see things like Google Glass like 10 years ago, which has kind of been a big comparison as of all throughout today, where folks are just like, what? Like, why? Why do we want this? What is this? Why do we want to spend the money on this? And they even go and say they want to go drop in the real life magic. Like, they want to go have Disney Plus available on the Vision Pro on day one. Now, this is like me putting on my crazy hat, but it kind of had a little bit of spark and spice on the video. It kind of gives me like those weird dystopian vibes where we have big overlord Apple, which I'm not against Apple. I got a lot of Apple stock. I vibe with Apple. If they make an Apple car, which has been in the works and rumored for a while, I'd consider it. Like, I'm cool with Apple. I got nothing against Apple. But for this, bro, like, imagine the $4,000 headset, including tax, just throwing tax in there, and you have this weird, like, strange thing trying to keep you inside the Apple ecosystem even longer. Because don't forget, they also have things like, the Apple TV, the Apple, like, all that type of Chromecast type stuff. And, well, that's cool and all, to be able to go cast all these things in your Apple ecosystem on your phone, on your MacBook, and everything. It's nice, it's cool. Bro, like at a certain point, I get a little scared. Like, I don't know, because it's a little bit hard. I could probably ramble it out a little bit more, but I'd probably sound too crazy. But it is kind of weird to go and see how much integration some of these bigger tech companies and products are kind of involving into our day-to-day life. And we also saw a little bit of a critique on that when it comes to like just the general consensus, where people are like, bro, just wait until like Apple starts injecting random ads into our brand new Vision Pros. And people are basically be able to have these random like notifications or random TV shows or everything else tied into. You see like your actual like phone battery, you see your actual car battery, like all this kind of crazy like dystopian like Black Mirror type stuff. And that was kind of a really big conversation a lot of folks were discussing on before. Now I'm gonna sound crazy. Let me go and admit that right now. Totally not. But I feel like that also sounds like something a crazy person would go and say. But it is cool technology. And I can kind of see the merit. And I think if there was a more of a cheaper price point, people would maybe be down to give it a try and see. So maybe in the future, 5-10 years, as maybe more competitors come on in, or it's more integrated into society, or if it's actually a win and it's profitable, we'll keep on seeing more generations of it. So think like the iPhone, we might be seeing some pretty cool stuff over time. So basically they use eye movement and hand movements for navigation with no external controllers. It also employs voice input, individual app downloads, however, cannot access a user's exact eye location or other personal information, which is also, once again, a little bit scary. Because, like, what if people are actually, like, live tracking where you are? I don't know. There's a lot of potentials over here if you kind of go off the deep end. Vision Pro uses a feature Apple calls eyesight that shows other the wearer's eyes if they're in augmented reality mode to help users stay connected with those around them, which also makes me feel like, what if I'm at a coffee shop, which they kind of showcased up over here, and someone just, like, sees your eye? Like, it's a little weird. Like, I mean, I hope you guys are agreed. I don't sound too crazy. If it is, it's fine. Like, I'll take the hit. I'll take the L's. I'll take the, the joke comments. But it is kind of crazy to go and see. So, I mean, it is cool. Like, I like the idea of maybe having a chance to go and do maybe more live vlogging. I'm a content creator, I don't mind that. And maybe have cool like POEs if you're trying to do like cooking content or just travel content, maybe like you're dirt biking. Like I could see some cool niche stuff with that. Maybe trying to watch a movie, maybe trying to go and, I don't know, maybe be in a meeting, maybe try to do a Zoom call, maybe trying to go and physically like see like a 3D, like 360 cam, maybe meeting room. Like there's some cool potential I can see for actual practical usages. Maybe you want to be in a room with your kids, maybe like in a doctor. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff that if the technology's there, might be kind of cool. Like they even want to push, for spatial videos, photos, and also personal movie theaters. Kind of cool ideas, but still a very expensive price one. They have a 4K TV, 33 million pixels across the two displays, newly displayed spatial audio systems, according to Apple. It's going to change the way they interact with their favorite apps, capture and relive memories, enjoy studying TV shows and movies, and connect with others in FaceTime. So kind of what I was saying before, there is like some cool practical uses for it before I go dive too much in the deep end. But at the same time too as well, we did see like a lot of big comparisons to like say the Apple Watch, Google Glasses, and as well even the PlayStation VR 2 based on the price point especially. So they have their own brand new iOS, like with the Vision OS, it's kind of cool to see. They built it from ground up to support this low latency requirements of spatial computing as well. They have cool things like Microsoft Word and Excel and all these random other various apps too. And they're gonna have thousands upon thousands of other existing iPhone and iPad apps. And as well, it's kind of cool. They have like the game engines as well. And I think they even had cool stuff that they want to go bring into here. I think they want to have even Death Stranding involved, and they could probably work in other games, whether it's from streaming, using anything like a Game Pass or like PS Plus type streaming element to have it on your actual goggles for maybe VR, etc., or even like say a PSVR 2 type allocation, and as well as kind of a cool. They have a lot of cool stuff. They have cameras, they have sensors, they have microphones, and they want to make sure it's appearing in the real time. They have really good processors, and everything in the day, it's very, very nice. It's also right after Meta also announced this next generation of its VR headset, priced at $500, which is also very similar to the PlayStation VR 2. So there's the iOS 17 as well. They had some kind of cool stuff, like you could basically go put your phone right next to someone else's phone to go get their contact information as well. They had like other big updates too, which such as FaceTime. I think they had like, there's a lot of really nifty kind of things tied into your phone itself. They also had a brand new MacBook also cloned in there too, as actual Mac itself on top of that. And there's a lot of really nifty things. But now a lot of folks are kind of curious if it even is worth getting over the PlayStation VR 2. Now, let me just be honest. I just think $3,500 is a lot of money. Now, if it's really cool and you guys are rich, have a well-paying job, or really enjoy being like those tech first-hand enthusiasts, I would say go for it. Why not? If you got the money, go for it. But a lot of folks have compared to the PlayStation VR 2, but you have to kind of remember that a PlayStation VR 2 is more focused on, say, games. So you want to play those cool games like a Beat Saber or Sony individual games. Like, you care more about that then, which is totally fine. But part 2 is an Apple Vision Pro with augmented reality. It's probably more for, like I said, doing things like real life things such as Zoom meetings, or trying to go and maybe do FaceTime, 360 video, watching movies, and everything else. But there is also gaming elements involved, as they have talked about, and they're trying to go push more. And obviously with cloud gaming, is going to have a lot more availability on even VR, especially if you're at home using like a 5G or whatever type internet connection you have too as well. But the big thing too is, like, once again, Apple is more on the augmented reality too. So we'll have this cool black and white pass through, really go through like actual mixtures of real life itself, and that's very, very nifty. So you basically have a mixed reality. Versus PlayStation VR, which kind of has that more so for the general sensors of where you are, so you don't like kick your couch or whatever. It's still cool, but it's not really augmented reality. It's more so focused on VR as well, and that's the main thing. Also, like I said, PlayStation VR is more focused and designed for gamers, so if you are more of a gamer, which I'm sure a lot of my audience is, you care more about the actual PSVR 2 rather than the Apple Vision. Now, the Apple Vision's cool, like I said, though very, very expensive, and it does have its own actual big perks, but it does seem like the price point's way cheaper for PlayStation VR 2. If you're a gamer, go for the VR 2, or even go for the brand new Meta Quest, or as well, if you guys are just rich and you want to check out some brand new first generation, check out the Apple Vision Pro. But at the same time, this thing looks insane for how much money it costs. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. There's also Amazon links, Twitter and Twitch room down below, all the other various links too, and make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on.